Fox, and this video here that I'd like to share with you today is a video where I'm going to do a big dump. I want to connect to your infinite being, and I want to show you how you can recognize the matrix in your own life. So I've studied the matrix for longer than I'd want to admit, 15 years or so, and I've over the years come to see and perceive and interact with it in so many different ways that, like, I get a sense of the patterns of interaction that the Matrix has, and some of the games it plays, or a lot of the games it plays, and what it does, how it functions. And I'm going to share with you some of my awarenesses around that. My intention here is not to blow you away, though I'm going to seriously expand your universe, hopefully. But I go back to this notion of what you can see and recognize as manipulation in your reality. You're going to automatically find a way to work around it. So what I want to do today is I want to expand you. I want to then talk to your infinite being and have an infinite being, the infinite being talk, and actually share, like, how do I perceive the matrix? What does it do? How does it interact? And how do I see it creating in this environment? And hopefully my goal here is for you to be able to see this in your environment, in your reality. And then somewhere down the line, you're going to go, wow, Jaden talked about this. This is the matrix. And you'll start to recognize it more and more and more and more in your reality. And less will you allow it to manipulate you, because you'll start to see it and you'll get it. And there's a bunch of things that happen in this all that is, where you're like, God, what is that? Like, is that the universe? Is that the authentic universe? Is that manipulation? Like, I don't understand what's going on. How do I interact with that? And this is going to help to clarify some of that too. So this is like really cool stuff. It's called Recognizing the Matrix in Your Life. And let's get started. An expansion, it's kind of like a reconnection to your infinite being. And this is an exercise that on next call I'll go into more depth with. But it's something that I recommend that you do at least once a day. And that's to connect to the biological planet as it actually is, the entire planet as it actually is, not as you're told the planet's shape and form and size is, but as it actually is, as you know it to be. And then allow yourself to expand to bigger than the solar system. And allow yourself to expand to bigger than the galaxy. And allow yourself to expand to bigger than the universe. And allow yourself to expand to bigger than the multiverse, all the multiple universes that are out there. All the ones you know and all the ones you don't know, just expand outside of all of those. And then go to bigger than the beyondiverse. And bigger than that, and bigger than that, and bigger than that, and bigger than that. And connect into bigger than the infinite realms, or not connect into, go expand bigger than the infinite realms. And connect into your infinite being. I want to take you into something where I want to show you the biggest picture I can possibly show you. And I want to show it to, and this is kind of strange, let me see if I can word it. There are things that, there's the mind, the piece of mentalism that you think of as you that actually isn't you. Most of it's conditioned and programmed, but that's another story. There's you, the being, the infinite being, and then there's all this other stuff. You, the infinite being, isn't or doesn't need to be tangled or mired in this stuff, and you function in a different plane. I want to talk to the infinite being and all the other layers, but I want to focus this on the infinite being. I want to talk in a bigger language. for the infinite being. And so I want to first expand you and connect you to that. So allow yourself to connect to the size of the universe, and allow yourself to connect to the size of the multiverse, and allow yourself to connect to the size of the beyondiverse, and beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, and into the infinite realms. And now connect into your infinite being. And what I want to do is I want to share with you this. I've perceived this stuff for a long time, but it took me the longest time to clear enough stuff that I could actually put words to it. And I want to put words to things that I know you perceive, but haven't necessarily had words to it. I want you to be able to see that it's not you going crazy, that you're actually seeing what this matrix is, what this construct of manipulation actually is. I'm going to take a drink first. So, number one, we expect certain processes of unfoldment, like this natural dynamic process of this universe in untangling polarity and coming back to the self. But that process has become entangled by scores of beings and doings whose motivation seems to be to gain control over this process so they can abort awakening. Just don't try to make sense of it. Just kind of notice what feels light, what doesn't feel light. Just take it in, or not, whatever. This is infinite being, connecting to infinite being. The matrix has brilliantly dynamically entangled the system in such a way that it uses your own fixed viewpoints to bind you. It's effectively custom tailored to each person on the limitations and polarities that you hold. And what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness energy fog? Unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, anti-consciousness, unconsciousness, Wernicke's commands and booby traps around all of this. Can we just try and create all of that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Why not? Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, all dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy, all dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Once you get free from one layer, the system dynamically adjusts and enhances other existing layers. Like it's looking for ways of locking you down. It mimics and manipulates the universe's own dynamics to create expanding entrapments and seeks to remain unseen. Like what I'm doing is not saying what's true, I'm saying what the qualities are that I perceive. You can work around all of this stuff. The system is designed to have the illusion of control and authority. It uses your fears and perceived limitations to create larger than life custom illusions in your reality. None of it actually being real unless you create it by putting extended focus on the imagined limitation. In other words, you create your own limitations. Most of them are just little tweaks in your reality that causes, the tweaks are designed to cause you to create the glitches in your reality. Manipulation doesn't work very hard. It just tweaks little things. And the system is designed, the system is not connected to source. So it requires to gain power and energy from everyone and everything around it. It actually gains power from you. Everything the matrix does is optimized to use the least amount of power to accomplish its ends. It is not powerful. It merely does small little tricks to create the illusions of power in your personal reality. It's all personalized. That's why it can nail you so specifically. It knows you and it knows your hang-ups, it knows your buttons, it knows the viewpoints that you have, and it keeps trying to build on that larger constructs. The system has a limited capacity to create. It requires humans with souls, I call them creator beings, to create the limitations for it. Locally, it tricks you into creating your own limitations. Globally, it tricks corporations and governments into creating larger constructs of limitations. And now allow yourself to perceive all the Wernicke's commands booby traps here.
and all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all of this. Whew. And everything, all that is, can we choose to destroy and create all of that?
I choose that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Rescind, revoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, destroy and create, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. The system uses a sophisticated entity of artificial intelligence and synthetic mind that functions predominantly in the mental realms and uses or manipulates a myriad of other less aware alien races and humans to handle physical arrangements. Almost all humans' mental processing has been hijacked to some level. If your mind is running without you engaging it, what is causing that? I'll give you a suggestion. The system and its keepers are deathly afraid, and I do mean deathly afraid of, creator beings, i.e. you, connecting into their knowing and power. They are aware that that you are becoming aware and that you have the capacity to quickly dismantle a majority of the illusion-based matrix. Once you get your reality cleared out, it doesn't take much to support other people. It's easier to clear out other people's reality than it is yours, because you can see through the bullshit because it's not custom for you. Your bullshit is custom for you. Your reality is custom for you. So all of the hot triggers are your hot triggers. Other people would be like, really? You believe that? And you're like, oh yeah, wait a minute. No, I guess maybe I shouldn't. You know, you see it differently. So like they know you can change everything. The illusion is thorough, complex, and has corrupted everything it can touch from every angle or aspect it can discover, or I'll add influence. In all that is, only a very small percentage of things have remained truly unmanipulated. Most beings are unaware of this and wrongly assume they are uncorrupted. I see that. I won't go into that. So what are all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, and Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all of this? Expand to the universe, perceive more. Expand to the multiverse, perceive more. Expand beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, into the infinite realms. Perceive all of it. And can we destroy and create all of this stuff?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension, vaporize. All direction, vaporize. All dimension, liquefy. All direction, liquefy. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vapor, liquefy. Sovereign being, sovereign body, free will, vaporize. The system is largely disconnected from source. It currently cannot connect to source. It can't connect to the same source that you connect to because it believes it's under its illusion that it is the true source of all life. It thinks it sourced you and it sourced everything. It's under that illusion. So it exists largely in an inverted pattern of truth, opposite of what you know to be true. That's why it has to get energy from everyone and everything. That's why it doesn't have a lot of energy. It doesn't have a lot of power. It has to do everything with scarcity. This reality is going into scarcity because we're becoming more and more like them. Like the Matrix. We're embodying that. So we're running out of things and we're in scarcity and we're in poverty. We're becoming more of what that energy is. That's how you know whether you're in it or not. One of the ways you can tell. As a creator being connected to source, you have the capacity to single-handedly outcreate the matrix in your reality. Single-handedly. I'm serious. Serious. Single-handedly. The system does its best to trick you into believing you are small, limited, and insignificant for its own survival. Your unique and special gifts and capacities are the system's biggest targets for concentrating illusion and manipulation. It uses the most resources against the things that you are most potent at. In your area of reality, any area in your reality that is highly manipulated is likely to be an area of your unique potency, or they wouldn't fucking bother. They only hack at things that are considered dangerous. They don't have the energy to consume, wasting their time. So things that are highly wonky in your reality are probably areas of power for you. And they know that. The system comes from a war or battle mentality. It seeks domination, control, and conquest of this realm. From its point of view, its greatest adversary is the group of people awakening and becoming consciousness. Hi there. And sees this as its greatest threat to losing control and power, and ultimately its existence. It is fighting for its life, its existence. It knows it's going away. So it's not doing anything it does subtly. Does that explain more? Yeah. So what is all the Wernicke's commands? Booby traps, unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, or energy fog around all of this. Expanded the universe, perceive more. Multiverse, perceive more. Beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, perceive all of it. And everything all this is, can we choose to destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Yes, I choose
I
that.
choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vapor, liquefy. Sovereign being, sovereign body, free will universe. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, announce. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. The Matrix is playing all out as if for own its survival. If you intend to awaken and become conscious, it requires you to become bigger than it is. This means awakening to and using your gifts and capacities to your benefit. It requires you to play all out and step into all of you. The Matrix is playing all out. If you're going to outcreate it, you have to play all out too. If you're dabbling in this, you're gonna be constantly in the surf that's pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding. It's when you get bigger than it and you step outside of it. That's why sometimes you can go to a workshop and you step outside of it for a while. But then you don't continue that intensity in your own reality. So you slip back and manipulation catches up to you and starts pounding and pounding and pounding. And it wants you to get smaller and smaller and smaller. You have to get bigger and stay bigger than it. That's the reason I'm doing an intensive course. That I want to hold a container in space that you can get bigger and stay bigger for an extended period of time so you can embody it solidly. That's my objective. The system
can you clear energy fog here?
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
feeling like I want to fall asleep.
Oh, good. So what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog? All the Wernicke's commands, booby traps. All the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable. And everything outside of that, expand the size of the universe, perceive more. And the beyondverse, perceive more. And beyond all that, beyond all that, beyond all that, beyond all that. And everything, all that is, can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension, vaporize. All direction, vaporize. All dimension, liquefy. All direction, liquefy. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. The system is slow. It works at longer wavelengths than you do. Your speed and capacity to work coherently without planning are your greatest advantages. When you take your time and plan, the system has the capacity to adapt to what you're going to do and creates blocks and distractions to your plan. The system is always seeking to slow you down so it can insert countermeasures. Your capacity to move quickly and dodge weirdness allows you literally to run circles around the Matrix. Children are the greatest threat to the Matrix. They are impulsive, creative, unbounded, and playful. These are qualities of an infinite being, and the qualities the system is not capable of. Be like a child, and you can overcome the system. The system does not actually understand what you are doing or what motivates you in play and creativity. It makes guesses and takes clues from your patterns of behavior and tests into your reality and inserts tests into your reality. If you engage that test, it explores that angle more deeply. It's always inviting you into creating your own limitations. So it's always looking for little glitches and little flaws. Bottom line is, the Matrix doesn't actually understand what you're doing. It pretends it does, and it wants you to explain it. And I'll explain that in a minute. But if you just do your thing and don't think a lot about it, you outcreate very naturally and very easily. The matrix is not on all the time in your reality. There are windows of stronger influence and there are windows of weaker influence. You can sense this by the level of general resistance in your life. Attempting to move forward during times of stronger influence creates internal struggle and chaos. Playing during those times of stronger influence is the most dynamic thing you can do. You know, there's times when you can feel the intensity of stuff and you just give up and you just say screw it and you just start playing. Pretty smart. Okay? Like an example of this would be Mercury retrograde. Like, there are certain things you know are going to get more intense. The system is doing more. When you feel those periods, that's your time to play, not your time to be serious and try to be organized. 20, the system has been rigged to your disadvantage. When you can admit that to yourself, you can learn to work around it. It's nothing to make yourself wrong over. It's a setup. Everybody's got it. It's not just you. When you function from that awareness, you can perceive those elements and work around them with greater ease. Your awareness is your greatest ally, and your mind is likely connected to the system. Your mind is likely plugged into artificial intelligence. I think I talk about it later here. What is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, and energy fog around all of this? And all the Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all of this? And expand to the size of the universe, perceive more. And expand to the multiverse, perceive more. Expand to the beyondverse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond all that. And everything all that is. Can we destroy and create it, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all direction vaporize. All dimension vaporize, all direction vaporize. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. When you are aware of what is in your way, you naturally and easily navigate around it. When you are unaware, you commonly blame yourself, put yourself down, or assume it's much bigger and scarier than it really is. It's just an illusion. The system does not understand the context of your emotions and thoughts, but it is very skilled at perceiving things that you make significant or important in your reality. When you make something significant, the matrix automatically begins to work to manipulate and block those things. You have been conditioned to make things significant and important to alert the matrix of your potential actions. Let that sink in. You don't make things significant for you. And the whole thing about in order to create stuff in your reality, you got to make it big and significant. What if that's a manipulation? The system is a master at understanding polarity. It has the capacity to use almost any fixed point of view you have to cause you to limit yourself. The less fixed points of view you have, the less you can effectively be manipulated by the matrix. So one of the other commitments that I suggest people make are to clear all fixed points of view. And I'll talk more about that later. But when you clear them all, the matrix has nothing to grab onto you with. There's just nothing to manipulate you with. They just can't grab you. The more you clear, the less grabbable and manipulatable you are. And I'll teach you how to recognize when the manipulation is using your points of view against you. And once you see it, you just clear it and it's gone. 24, the system relies on your thinking about things to limit you. Your hardwired connection to synthetic mind allows a simple thought to be inserted in your thought stream and the intention to trigger or activate an existing viewpoint you hold. I read that too quick. So what happens is you've got a connection to the matrix, to synthetic mind. And they can insert a little thought into your thought stream, and that thought is intended to trigger some emotion, to make you wrong, to make you put yourself down, to make you think you're bad, to put you in judgment. You don't generally do that. What if you don't generally do that? What if it's the matrix that's doing that when it's noticing you're getting too big? Do you ever notice that you have this feeling of every time I get big, something smashes me down again? Anyone experience that?
Yes.
I'm experiencing one right now.
Yeah. So it's like that act, like it's an internal hardwired system. You need to start recognizing what that is. That's why I want to read this to you. So this system causes you to attach to a fixed. Hang on. So through a thought stream, an intention to trigger or activate an existing fixed point of view. So you have a fixed point of view, a judgment that you hold, and they just drop something in to kick you into that judgment, to force you to engage that, and now you're in that polarity, and it causes you to redirect your thinking, and you begin to create your own limitations. It's actually, they do minimal stuff. You need to start seeing how you're being manipulated inside of your own mind. In the end, you limit yourself with your own polarity used against you. So as you clear polarity, they can't do that anymore. They'll try. But you'll hear them sticking in a judgment. You just kind of sit there and grin, and I'll teach you how to banish them so they're not in your reality anymore. So 25, the system seeks to keep you constantly explaining yourself in your own head, in thought frequencies. You ever notice who are you explaining your life to? Who are you talking to? The Matrix. Because it doesn't understand what you're doing. It needs you to explain. Being impulsive and just taking action when you feel in alignment has a very potent result that cannot be thwarted or blocked. If you don't explain things to the Matrix has no fucking clue what you're doing. Stop explaining things to the Matrix. Notice when you're just saying things and you're explaining yourself. Ask who you're explaining that to. 26, the more aware you become, the more dynamically the Matrix begins to interact with you. If you're not being aware, the Matrix doesn't care. You're handled by the prefab things that everybody's under. You start to break out, it starts to pay attention to you. It's your time to keep getting stronger. When you get smaller, you're going backwards and you're going to get beat on. You have to outcreate that. You have to get bigger than that. Being impulsive, this demands you to become continually more aware and more self-aligned so you can outcreate or work around that system. Last item, the system encourages spaces and times of your unawareness so it can build up or install new manipulations. Remaining unaware is key to remaining aware, manipulation, remaining aware is the key to not giving the Matrix time to create new structures. So when you go unconscious for a period of time, when you go out, that's when they're putting shit back. If you never go out, or if you make a commitment to keep getting back to you and keep clearing and keep getting back to you and clearing and not accepting being taken out, they can put less in. And you get through all the crap faster without them putting more shit back in again. Okay? So what is all of the Wernicke's commands and booby traps around all this? And all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog around all this. And expand to the size of the universe and perceive more. Expand to the size of the beyond-universe, perceive more. And beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond all that. And perceive all of it. And everything that all that is, can we choose to destroy and create all of that?
Yes.
I choose that.
Yes.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all direction vaporize, all dimension vaporize, all direction vaporize. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, announce. Vaporize. So what I've done here, let me stop this. What I've done here is I've actually deliberately blurred you out to nothing. You probably feel like you're like splattered against the wall or something like that. Just kind of, I want to see how much, this is part of being a guinea pig on my studio audience. I want to see how fast I can show you this stuff. If this works, it's amazing. If not, I'll help you to untangle it, so it'll be okay. But it's like, if your infinite being can grab this, you'll automatically start putting stuff in place and shit will just start changing in your universe automatically. You won't know how or why. You'll just notice you'll start getting clearer. That's what I'm targeting. I was targeting to talk to your infinite being. Everything else is kind of takes a blur out in the meantime. Part of it is you're not necessarily used to engaging at this frequency. Like what if your infinite being Like, do you feel like stretched? How do you feel right now?
Relaxed.
What's that?
Relaxed. I feel relaxed.
You feel what?
Relaxed.
Relaxed. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. How else?
Expanded into like who I truly be.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. And if you're semi-comatose on the floor, that's okay too. It's all good. It's all good. What's that?
Activated.
Activated. Yeah. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this is a little experiment to see how much you can take. I have a feeling you can take a lot. And that's just a guess. We'll find out. So let me. Yeah.
Sorry,
What's that?
can you?
I can hear you.
This is short. Okay, I actually feel enlightened because I have had my strokes with my Wernicke's commands and booby traps, and I actually was afraid of actually getting more, but I was commanding that I need to look at everything.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Anytime you bump into the fear, you want to start asking, is that my fear or is it their fear?
Yes.
And if it feels like your fear, in a lot of cases, if you expand to the universe, multiverse, beyondiverse, and into the infinite realms, and then ask again, it won't be your fear. You'll be like, holy shit, that's not mine. Yeah, no, it's they're deathly afraid. That, like, their life, they feel that their life is at stake. If it's true or not, I don't know. I mean, they'll exist somewhere even if we clear them all. They don't totally disappear, but whatever. They will lose this realm. And that's, I don't have a problem with that. They have a problem with that. And probably rightfully so on their part. But what it does, another way of looking at this whole thing, is this is inviting you into becoming more of who you truly be quickly. Like, isn't that what you want? Like, don't you want this to be quick? Like, enough of the bullshit. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. That's you can look at manipulation as a tool that's inviting you to very quickly get up to speed. That's another.
Jaden.
Yeah.
I perceive myself expanded and okay, but I also perceive kind of the matrix or that other beings in an alert, like OMG. Here is like a red flag, and everybody's like, whoa, something is really going on. I feel like both things at the same time.
Yeah. So allow yourself. So what energy, space, and consciousness can we be to put the matrix at ease and like to sleep? Why, like, why not? It's like, you know, oh, poor dear, let's just give you a little Valium and you'll go. So grab your Matrix Valium capsule. And ready? On the count of 3, let's get like an air gun and load a whole bunch of them in there. Like a machine gun that we're playing again. A machine gun
How
that
about
has all
a syringe?
these that has all these. Oh yeah, or a syringe. Yeah, like just inject it mainline into the whole matrix. And so grab one of those two. Some people take syringes. And ready? Just on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And the whole matrix goes.
According to how tired you feel, you know how much is in you yet.
So true. So true. So, what did you notice happen when we did that silly little thing that we just did?
Got lighter.
It got lighter.
Yeah.
Lighter. Yeah, mostly.
It got quieter in my reality. I could feel like there was less. It just went. Yeah. There's more ease. I can feel more ease. And that was just us being silly and playing. What if there's a potency and a power in that play? I don't know. I'm just offering that. I could be totally off base, but maybe not.
Jaden, if I may,
You may.
I have an awareness to contribute.
But you know what? I'm just looking at the time. Holy shit. Okay. Make it a quick awareness. Yes.
Very quick. Okay. So I've noticed, that when you're sort of playing with, okay, to make this quick. So when you're looking to not sort of tip off manipulation as to like what you're doing, there's almost like a counteractive way, like there's like a way that they know that you don't want them to know. So it's like they try to distract you into like pretending like you're not giving them information, but you totally are.
Yeah. So those are systems. Those are constructs there.
Yeah, I get that, but I just wanted to contribute.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So actually, when you notice those, thank you for bringing that up. When you notice those, clear those. Like, notice all those constructs and just clear all of that. Just keep ripping that the guts out of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. There's all manner of manipulations in there. When you notice it, rip it out by its roots. Thank you for that. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Jaden, can I just very quickly add something? You mentioned a couple of times you were a creator being, and there was a part of me, and then you would say connected to source, and there was a part of me that was having a sort of a no, you're not in your face sort of thing. And by the end of the call, I felt so much clearing and so much like you'd released so much. And at the end, I'm almost like I can actually say now I'm an infinite, affluent creator being consistently connected to source, and it rings true for me.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for that, because I don't know how or what you did that opened that, but it's just a very strong awareness that I have. So I'm so looking forward to going forward and seeing what this brings into my life.
So it's one of these things where it's like, thank you for saying that. It's like it's a thing of practice. You're an infinite being. You can stand in any frequency you choose. And so I've invited you into standing into the frequency of an infinite being as fully and solidly and flat out full on as we can muster it. And you have the capacity to do that and be that. You also have the capacity to stand in the point of view of some alien that's trapped in the matrix, that is a servant to the matrix, and it is just a pathetic, low-life pile of garbage that is one day going to be crushed in the whole scheme of the construct. That's its perspective. And you can be its perspective too. The more you practice being a perspective that's more natural to you and clearing out all the other perspectives and things that anchor those perspectives, the more you naturally be you. Does that make sense?
I love it. Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's not brain surgery, but it's a getting how the pieces work and engage each other. And when you can see it, and that was my intention today, when you can see it and you can start to commit to, I am going to stand in being an infinite being every waking moment of my existence, and the sleeping ones too. I haven't done that yet. I may have to play with that. It's like there's something about committing to that changes stuff. And if you do this quickly enough, you can just outcreate all that crap. That's the objective. That's my objective anyway. So, and that's my invitation, is to do that. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. So I'd like you to, when we clear this space, so I'm going to go into wrap-up mode here. When we clear this space, we've like stepped out of all the bullshit, and we've just stepped out of it. So there's two things we do. Once we cleared space, we want to fill it with something. If you clear, like it's your universe, all this manner of crap has moved in. If you don't fill it back up with you, then there's an empty space for manipulation to move itself back in again, and you're constantly battling it away. You want to keep filling up your universe with all of you. So full, so compacted with you that nothing and no one else could even possibly fit there at all in any way, shape, or form. So one of the ways that I do this, one of the tools, is using this, and I've got a word. I'm just going to run you through it. So allow yourself to call in 1,000% of your being's organic soul, organic spirit, organic natural mind. Not the manipulated version of those three, but the original, authentic, organic version of that. Bring that in and flood all of this space that we've cleared today. Just fill all of this space. Just fill it. Bring in more of you, more of you, more of you, more of you. Flood this space, flood this space, flood this space, flood this space. And flush out all the constructs, structures, adaptations, mutations, and systems. Just imagine there's like a big drain below you. Pull up the drain plug, throw it out, and let all of this garbage stuff just flush down, and you fill in all of this space. All of the structures, constructs, adaptations, mutations, and systems, just flush all of that stuff down the drain. They feel like girders and beams and metal things and concrete things, and just flush it all down the drain like a big tsunami comes through and just gone. Nothing can stand up to it. Flush it down the drain. There you go. And then call in 1,000% of your body's organic soul, spirit, natural mind, and we'll talk more about that in the course. But just body, bring in 1,000% of your organic soul, spirit, natural mind, and fill all of this space. And if this doesn't make sense to you, don't worry about it. Just let it happen. So body, bring in 1,000% of your organic soul, spirit, natural mind, fill in all of this space. Beyond the size of your physical body, fill in the entire universe of space that you occupy, or that you perceive. Fill it all in with you and flush everything down the drain, that all the constructs, structures, adaptations, mutation systems, flush it all down the drain. Just flush it, flush it, flush it, flush it, flush it, flush it, flush it. You got it. Flush it, flush it, flush it. Good, good. Flush it, flush it, flush it, flush it. Keep going. And then body, fill all this space again and claim and own this space. Bodies need to own space. It doesn't apply to beings. I didn't word it exactly right. Bodies like to claim and own space. So body, claim and own all of this space is yours. So bodies say, this is mine. This is my space. And just let yourself feel that. This is my space. All of this universe, this is my universe. This is my planet. This is my solar system. This is my galaxy. This is my universe, mine, my universe. Feel that and allow more of you to come in to fill all of that up. And everything that kicks up or is in the way, all the constructs, structures, adaptations, mutation systems, just flush them all down. Flush them all down. Flush them all down. Flush it all down. Flush it, flush it, flush it, flush it, flush it, flush it. And body, overflow this space and connect to the organic planet as it actually is. There you go. And being, bring in 1,000% of your organic soul, spirit, natural mind, and just fill all this space again. And you and body kind of fit in between each other, like you overlap each other, like your frequencies that overlap, they sit in the same space with each other. So one doesn't kick out the other. So fill in all of the space that body has and all of the space that you have, and just fill all that in, fill it in, and flush out all the constructs, structures, adaptations, mutation systems. Just flush them out. There you go. And being, overflow and connect to the organic planet as it actually is. There you go. And how does that feel?
Absolutely marvelous. Yeah. That was